Welcome, everyone. It is the last Sunday in August, August 28th, 2022. Our topic today has been how to avoid temptations on the King diet, and we are entering our Q&A session. Here's the first one from Margaret. Hi, Richard. I want your thoughts on something. My brother, who I told about the parasites, stayed in my home for a week. We were very meticulous, following all precautions. We did not make any mistakes. Since we are so closely genetically related, I was extremely conscious of things the whole time. This doesn't sound meticulous. He walked around barefoot all around my house. I myself walk around in sneakers because that's my preference. I clean the sneakers every night and vacuum daily. He's parasite-free, so can I assume he's not susceptible? Or maybe he is, but he's parasite-free because we were so careful? I know you can't give me a guarantee, but what do you think the odds are? I'd like to give my own brother a hug. Anxiously, Margaret.
Well, flip a coin. There's no way we weren't there. We don't know how meticulous we were. We don't know. Not everybody is susceptible to the organisms, and many people are. It's always a gamble when you have someone spend time with you in your home. What position you are? Are you free of them? I'd have no problem having anyone over at my place. It's been a long time since I've had to deal with environmental organisms, so it depends on how long you are, and you'd have to make those decisions for yourself. You want to weigh in?
Yeah, well, because of my financial situation, I live with housemates. I have 3 housemates in my home, and none of them are affected. But I Swiffer and spray their rooms. I flea bomb. I wash their bedding, and I recommend that they don't go barefoot in the house. And it's fine. And also, I spend time I go to visit my family. I give them hugs. Granted, I'm not, I'm on the diet. I don't feel like I'm shedding stuff everywhere I go, unless I make a really big mistake, which is rare. But I hug my daughter, my mom, my grandkids. I spend time with them. I spend time in their homes, and I'm very careful. I wash my clothes before I go. I wear clean clothes. I've taken a bath. I spray with Nature's Gift or the enzyme cleaner. I think that when the diet kicks in and your environment starts to quiet down, things are a lot safer. Personally, for me, I still don't sleep over anybody's house yet. With a excess of caution, I don't want to take a chance because I think there's more chance when I'm asleep of things happening than when I'm awake. I don't know why, but I just think that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add to this. I did order the parasite cleanse that I told you about last week that Dr. Cornish had me ordering. It doesn't have black walnut. It definitely has some ingredients that are on the diet, but I have not been making the diet work for me as it is because it was just my birthday, and I haven't gotten it to kick in at all anyways because I haven't done it. I haven't done the actual research like really reading, organizing. I've done I've done a lot of fasting, not eating, and only eating chicken. But then the temptations, like you said, I really liked all that you had to offer in terms of psychologically preparing for this. I am going to use some of those practices, and I'm going to do this recommended fast or cleanse that she has me to do, and then in that week's time, I'm just going to really get the diet organized to start, and I'll have all my questions prepared before reaching out to Robin and asking any questions to fill in the gaps. So I am ready because this has been just absolutely horrendous. Oh, I did want to quickly say too that I live with my daughter, and she's going to be 3 October 1st, and Dr. Cornish thinks that she has had it in vitro. I like noticed that when she comes home from her dad's house, that when I touch her and stuff, it's so much worse on me. But they never complain about like her coming home and like, you know, her being itchy or like them being itchy from her. And so I don't know. It's really, I just wanted to throw that out there. Just an interesting.
What you might be describing is called quorum sensing, and that is when the organisms are cumulative at some level, they become more active. And the accumulation, if they are on her and also on you, the numbers have increased and may be active at that point. That would be my best guess. Now, you've been with Dr. Cornish how many weeks?
It's been about since August 17th. No, I'm sorry. This is my second appointment with her. So we haven't gotten too far into treatment. It's been, she wanted me to detox, and then she put me on doxycycline the first month, and then the second month it's minocycline antibiotics. And you know, people say that I look good, but there's organisms falling all off of me, and my eyebrows fell off. And by the way, she said had no. She was like, oh, that's normal. Oh, it's normal that your hair is changing colors. Oh, it's normal. You know, so at least that kind of is validating to know that, you know, this is not, all this stuff is normal, but I don't like it. And I'm, you know, but I'm interested. I'm going to tell her about the soaps and stuff that you have. Maybe she'll put that on her recommended list because, you know, she has a couple, she tells us to buy products. So, yeah, I'll show the time. I know that you got a time limit. Thanks.
Yes, Robin.
Sarah, I wanted to say, you know, sometimes people can be carriers and they're not as affected by the organisms, but they bring them to other people, just like bed bugs can hitchhike.
Typhoid Mary.
Right. So that could be happening with your daughter, where she's not as affected, but she's bringing it more into your home.
Right. In the Charles E. Holman Research Foundation and stuff, they say that dogs are definitely oftentimes carriers. And one of my dogs was definitely a carrier, but he just got hit by a bus this week. So he's gone, and I'm hoping, as sad as that is, I'm hoping that at least it will make it a little bit easier to get, you know, this under control.
So there are treatments for pets. You know that, right? I mean, you can call me, and we can go over that.
Yeah, we've recorded several calls with the approach that Robin uses. So they're in the archives. Okay, for those of you who are new to the program, Dr. Cornish is one of the medical doctors that are affiliated with the Charles Holman Association in Texas area that has been promoting the idea of legitimizing Morgellons for ever since 2003, I guess, when it was first discovered by Mary Lato or labeled by Mary Lato. They treat Lyme disease. Their doctors, Dr. Saverly, Dr. Cornish, Dr. Bransfield, and there are some others listed in the book, basically treat Morgellons as Lyme disease. The research indicates that 90%, at least the research they report on the site, indicates 90% of those with Morgellons are affected by Lyme disease. Medically, you know, it's my job to tell you I'm not a doctor, and that if you can afford, go there, do the treatment. Dr. Saverly, Dr. Cornish, or whoever you can get to work with. It's not cheap. And oftentimes, by the time you actually get your first appointment to see one of these doctors, if you actually focus on making this diet work, you may not have the symptoms necessary to go. So, but just keep that in mind. I'm not here to replace the doctors, but before you can get the appointment, make this diet work. and you may not need to treat any treatment whatsoever. The other thing too, yeah, just one moment. The other thing too is that a lot of the work that they do is around antibiotics, and doxycycline was one antibiotic. There are other antibiotics that they use, and extensive long-term work with antibiotics can destroy your gut. And if you look in the blog post going back about a year or so, there was a series of 3 blog posts about antibiotics and what impact they can do. Now, the other thing, too, is my protocol does also include, according to Wikipedia, what is known as a natural antibiotic, a natural antiviral, a natural antiparasitic, a natural antifungal, and that is allicin. And it's available in our Garcillin product, which we've had incredible results with, without the disturbance of the gut.
Sorry. I wanted to just quickly say that I was going to mention the Garcillin, because Garcillin, I've never tried it, but I wanted to ask Dr. Cornish if instead of some of these, different antibiotics, because they do a number on our gut. And then one of the things that I've learned from doing a lot of Charles E. Holman stuff is that Bartonella is actually the treatment that they are, the thing that they're tackling, that they're finding in, even though the Lyme. So, but Dr. Cornish, out of all those doctors, she is the one that is going to be focusing the most on the diet. So if you do want a doctor then just a recommendation, she's the one that's going to be more interested in work with your protocols the most, and she's kind of here to learn too. So
yeah, well, when it comes to Garcillin or allicin, I think you're probably going to have to be the one to educate her.
She loves that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that maybe I can bring that up to her too, and see if instead of doing the protocol that she has me on right now, maybe I can switch over, because I don't really want to be on this anymore, because all the side effects. The doxycycline, I couldn't be in the sun the whole summer. So all right, I'm going to bye. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Keep coming back.
Say one thing, Sarah. I don't know if you checked your email, but Richard sent out a really good update to the diet today. And
okay,
it's an attachment. So check that out, because it's really helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Keep coming back, Sarah. Who's next? Chris.
Anna?
Anna, how you doing, Anna?
Hi. Thank you, as always, for being here for us. Always grateful. Real quickly, I've had unfortunately, another water leakage here in my residence, and I'm just wondering, I have the Cleanum enzymes, and I wanted to spray on my ceiling where the leakage evolves from. Would that be strong enough, do you think?
Well, you're dealing with fungus. You're dealing with fungal issues.
Yes.
Fungal. Okay. According to Chris, and he can verify this, the Cleanum Up zymes would not be what you would use for fungal issues. You would use you would probably use a thyme, or you would spray ammonia. Ammonia is good for fungal fungus, like on the wall or things like that, if you can tolerate it.
Yeah, that's the thing with the ammonia, because of the fumes. I don't know if I can tolerate it.
Yeah.
Well, the next choice would be the thyme.
Yeah, the thyme, Cleanum Up, Benefect, or I don't know about Mediclean. You'd have to go there. We have Mediclean, which is a lot less expensive, but you'd have to read the description. I don't know if it works with fungal issues either. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Who's next, Chris?
Nick.
Hi, Nick.
How you doing, Rich?
Okay.
All I could say is that I got my life back, and I had to stick with the diet, for stage 1 for a very, very long time. I mean, it wasn't easy, but I had to stay with it and do the other.
How did you do with temptation? Whenever you were tempted to have something that you knew would be a problem, or you suspected, how did you deal with the temptation?
well, when you're itching and biting and something's crawling all over you, what I would do was I would take my fear and use it as a positive meaning I would be afraid to eat sugar and stuff like that. I would be afraid to eat normal food because I wanted to make some kind of progress. You know what I mean? I didn't want to stop doing what I was doing because because I knew your protocols would work because other people have had success with that. With these protocols, so sooner or later I'm going to get it right, and I did get it right, and I got my life back, and I'm very happy, that I was
great. I'm glad you mentioned that because stage 1 is very strict, and if you're following instructions and you're doing everything right, you can get onto stage 2 within probably 10 days. And yet, I've had many people tell me they've been on stage 1 for a year. And I ask them, well, why don't you go to stage 2? And they say, well, I'm afraid to. I like stage 1. I'm happy. I'm itch-free. I feel fine. I don't need to take any chances. So, yes. Well, thank you, Nick. Who's next? Keep coming back.
Jeanette.
Hi, Jeanette.
Hi, Richard. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so well. I decided to change up everything and getting rid of fabric, furniture. I'm getting leather. I don't know if it's that much better, but at least it's,
Yeah.
cleanable.
Right.
And leather has fabric underneath on the bottom.
Yeah, well, I don't know what else to do unless we want plastic furniture. I don't know, because I'm dealing with, I live with people here, so they don't see a need, but I insisted, and as long as I can do it myself, then it was approved. So,
okay.
I mean, I don't know what you do.
Well, the important thing is just keep disinfecting it, spraying it before you sit down, and go through the basics in Chapter 3. Sure.
That to me would be so much easier with the leather rather than, I have some fancy stuff here. They're not doable, chenilles and stuff. And the other thing is, I'm just trying to act normal. I was severely abused from infancy, and throughout my life, I really didn't know if I was behaving properly or doing things normally. And I would ask some people close to me, what would a normal person do? And they would laugh, but then they would tell me, well, this is what, we would do. Plus, my mom came from another country, so I just felt always out of it.
Right.
And now I'm just, even though I have, let's say, burning going on with the urine or whatever personal thing going on, I would stay home. And my first instinct is want to punish myself. Like I didn't like who I was with all this stuff, and I'm always getting things. If you have high lactic acid, you get mosquito bites, and all these things. And my whole family, my children, I have a very large family and grandchildren, and they're so healthy and happy. And I see I call them nanoparticles. I see things, debris in their house, but they're not affected by it.
Right.
They don't have any symptoms, and I think it's really a mindset. They want to have joy. They are joy. They give to others. They do the best they can with their work. Absolutely out there loving people, and I'm just trying to take that stand. Like, even if I don't feel like going, and many years I just told them, I don't want to infect you, and we've argued about this. And they said, but we don't get it, we work in the medical field, and we don't get infected from our patients. So I think you're wrong to just stay home. So I finally gave in, and I'm much happier. It doesn't seem to have bothered them. And, again,
Good.
I'm just doing the best I can with it,
Yes, not everybody is affected to the same degree, and some are not even affected at all. And, yes, that's great. So don't let that fear...
Just keep with the program. And
right.
Within 2 days, I stopped I never had lesions, but I did have itching and stuff. And I know the networking in my body, and I still have this big bruise on my foot where chemtrails got me for 6 hours, 2 different days in a row. And that's when it all started that I knew of. But, and when you talk about stress relief, I think it's wonderful, and it's the best that some people can have. But to get beyond that, because I don't even feel like I need stress relief anymore.
That's great.
And it's the attitude.
Yeah.
I believe I was born with a negative attitude. I mean, that's more normal for me to have bad talk to myself. And again, I'm changing.
Well,
I don't
attitude,
talk to myself.
Attitude is often learned more so than nature versus nurture. It's more nurture than it is nature. So great, the attitude is great, and we like to talk about that in stress management. So
and plus, I got back to my hobby. What did I like to do as a kid? I painted, and a lot of people tell me it was like the best gift they ever received, or something like that. If I do.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I love people who paint. It's so creative. I love to watch painters. Thank you. Okay, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say that I appreciate you coming on every week, Richard.
Thank you.
Not into talking too much lately, but one of the things I found with the diet that's tough was somebody likes to snack. I like to snack all the time.
Yeah.
Come up with pretty good one, which a little bit goes a long way with them, is pepita seeds or pumpkin seeds, and I get them. I get the green ones, the ones that haven't been roasted. And I put them in my little fryer.
Well, pumpkin seeds are not on the diet. If you're consuming them and the diet is working, you're darn lucky.
They actually kill them. They don't like them.
There are plenty of things that kill parasites that aren't on the diet.
Right? Well,
right.
Yeah.
But that was one, and I cook them with rice bran oil. I roast them in rice bran oil.
Okay. Well, that's great. If it works for you, that's wonderful. Yeah. But generally, we don't advise pumpkin seeds, not until you get to stage 3, which is later on. So. Okay.
There are other things you can have for snacks, like
rice cakes.
Yeah, rice
cakes with butter.
Rye Vita crackers.
Rye Vita crackers, yeah.
With butter. There's other things, but it's not recommended.
Not popcorn. No popcorn. All right. Okay. Thank you. Anything else you'd like to share or add or ask?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you. Keep coming back. Who's next?
Okay, the next one is from Camille. What do I take for the pregnant-like belly? Which she's talking about, engorged, extended.
Yeah, it feels like lead in your stomach. You're not digesting. This is a serious issue with the gut biome.
Right.
Your gut biome is totally destroyed. The distension. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing you. You can check this out through other avenues, but generally it means you have leaky gut syndrome, and your stomach is not digesting at all. So it's a major overhaul. I'll quickly go through it. Number 1 is you want to feed the mucosa. The mucosa are the cells through which the toxic stuff escapes into your bloodstream. They're weak, they're starving. You want to feed them L-glutamine. That's their natural sugar. We have soil minerals called ion, I-O-N, in the store. You want to start repopulating the gut biome. You want to use the digestive enzymes. It's amazing how many people, they have upset stomach, and what they do is they go stupid antacids, enzymes to help digestion. Now, because of what's going on, it's most likely a fungal issue, which means you want to look at lufenuron. Lufenuron is a medication you can get from shop the number 4 Morgellons.com. 96 days of lufenuron, a capsule. You take it with a pad of butter. Without the butter, it doesn't work. The next thing is you want to look at calcium Daclex, which is undecleic acid, and this inhibits the production of the hyphae, which is instrumental in any fungal organism obtaining nutrients. And also we have the kinase enzymes, which helps break down the chitin, which is the building blocks of all fungal organisms. So you want to attack it all around, doing all of that, because this is a serious issue. Chapter 4 gets into Candida, and Candida has 4 stages. The 4th one is death. And with a distended stomach like this could be stage 3. But again, I'm not a doctor. Check it out with your doctor.
My daughter is pregnant. What is safe for her topically and internally? She cannot bathe. She says she has recently been itchy, has a rash around her neck and chest and back. Recently had a water break in the home, which has her concerns for mold, but also this all started after they stayed in an Airbnb. Also concerned for our granddaughter, who is almost 2. How do you address concerns for toddlers? She doesn't communicate but seems super fussy, has what we thought were mosquito bites.
Well, that's a big one. So
huge.
we got a big environmental issue with a possible mold toxicity that needs to be cleared up, and whether sometimes you have to get professional remediation. But you can do the various things. You can do the spraying with the Benefect to get it out of the environment. But if it's in the walls and where it can be it's beyond my scope of expertise. As far as using our products with children, any of our soaps and lotions and creams can be used with children, no problem whatsoever. Internally, you need to read the description on all of our supplements to see if there's any cautions about children, and go supplement by supplement.
And you can modify the diet. The diet is healthy,
Right. Now, sometimes with the children, the diet may not be that important. It depends on how dramatically they are impacted and how, so if you catch things in the beginning stage, oftentimes by bathing and cleaning with the soaps and lotions and disinfecting the laundry and the environment in the area, that's all that's necessary. Sometimes the diet you have to decide for yourself depending on how progress is. Okay, is there another question?
Hello, Richard. My name is Derek. I'm sorry I was not able to attend the meeting today. I completely lost track of time with my daughter and cleaning my house top to bottom like a madman. I have not stopped yet, but I have watched a lot of your YouTube episodes and they seem very helpful. I did get in touch with Ethel via telephone yesterday. She was a huge help, but I am still in need of desperate help. It's not just affecting me, but I see that it may be affecting my 6-year-old daughter. I'm terrified of that. This is a lot, but I set my alarm on my phone and my work computer on Sundays. Thank you again for reaching out to me. I'm trying to purchase everything I can that you have mentioned, but I can only do so much, for I am a single father who does not make much money and does not have much resources or support. This is brand new to me, and so is reaching out. But thank you for your time. Maybe I can hear back from you soon.
A 6-year-old daughter, again, the best thing is to do the bathing, disinfect the clothing, the bedroom, the bedding, and do the bathing and use the soaps and creams and lotions, and hopefully the diet isn't necessary. I know the diet can be a psychological issue with kids. They don't like to be restricted from their typical things that they like. So, okay. Well, that wraps it up. Thank you, Robin. That concludes this portion of the program.